My boyfriend grabbed my face during an argument in front of his mom, and when I scratched him, she lied that I kicked him. Now my family is siding with my abusive boyfriend and telling me to apologize. 3 days ago, my partner, who's 32, his mom, and I, who's 25, were heading to his sister's place for her daughter's birthday party. We've been together for 8 years, on and off. The night before, my partner and I had a fight about having kids. It's been a common topic lately. He wants one, and we've been trying for a few months now. Anyway, I mentioned we should see a doctor, but he thinks we're both healthy and young, and if it's not working, then we must be doing something wrong. I was already wiped out from work and just wanted to chill, so I didn't argue back much, which only made him more pissed off. I sat up, let him rant, and then went to sleep. The next day we picked up his mom, and I tried to start a conversation, but he just kept nodding. With his mom in the car, I did my best to lighten the mood so she wouldn't feel awkward. After about 5 minutes, he snapped at me, saying, "Can you shut your mouth for a minute? I don't want to hear your voice." His mom asked what was wrong, and I said, "I know what's wrong with him." He stopped the car and yelled at me, saying that since I think I know everything, I must be an immature bitch for starting a discussion without wanting to communicate. Keep in mind, he was the one who started it and refused to lower his voice and sit down so we could talk like adults. The whole time, his mom was in the backseat, just watching. Growing up in a house where yelling was the norm to prove a point, I hate raised voices. Him screaming at me about an argument we had the day before, on our way to a birthday party we were supposed to enjoy, made me lose it. I snapped at him. "Can you stop fucking screaming? Can't we talk about this when we're back home?" He grabbed my face and told me to never talk to him that way, especially in front of his mother. Up to that moment, she had said nothing. His grip on my jaw just kept getting tighter with every word he said. He's done this before, but never with this much force. So to get his hand off me, I tried to grab his wrist and push it away, but I ended up scratching him a little. I swear to God, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't handle the pain and wanted him to let go. His mom suddenly decided to speak up and started yelling at me for hurting him. She got out of the car and went over to his side to check his wrist. I wanted to check his wrist too, but I was scared he'd get even more upset. He brushed it off and told his mom it was nothing, then started the car again. Back home, he went straight to the guest room. I decided to spend the next night at my parents' house to figure out what to do. My mom and his are friends. Anyway, I didn't say anything, but they told me later that night that his mom had visited in the morning and told them about the fight. The thing is, she told them we had an argument without mentioning how he started it and wouldn't stop with all the screaming and how he grabbed my face. She only told them about me scratching him. Now my family is lecturing me about how I should respect him and consider starting counseling. By family, I mean my mom and little brother. My dad didn't say anything. I tell them how it went and try to show them the bruise on my jaw, but they won't listen because his mom can't possibly lie to them, and the boy they watched grow up can't be this bad. But the daughter they raised can lie and be this bad. For God's sake, they know how I can't stand raised voices and avoid heated arguments at all costs. But none of them are listening to me now except for my big brother, who's close friends with my soon-to-be ex. What hurts me is instead of at least comforting me, they're taking his side, even though they've seen him raise his voice before and call his coworker names. Is it because my little brother brought his GF home and they gave her my room so she can be close to college, and scared that if I break up with him, I would come back to stay with them and ruin everything? I have a stable job and can take care of myself just fine. I want to go back to break up with him and pack my things, but can't even look him in the eye now for what he made me go through. He called and texted, but like I said, I don't even want to hear his voice. He apologized for what he did in a few texts. I'm thinking about showing them to my family, but I feel sad I need to do that so they support me emotionally. All my things are there, and I never did this before because he's my first everything. I'm mad that his mother lied for him while my family didn't even listen to me. I'm thinking fuck them all except my big brother. Comments, do_connection 179, NTA, and you need to break up with this dude. It may be a little awkward for a little bit with your mom and his mom being friends, but in no way can you let this dude put his hands on you and scream in your face like that, especially in front of people. Please get out of this relationship before he escalates any further. Boeing 36780, abusive. Plus he was 24 and you were 17 when you got together. You literally never got to be an adult without this creep, and apparently your parents were okay with this. Whatever you do, prioritize safety. Don't go back unless you're with a trusted friend and or ask the cops to be present while you get your stuff. All of that is far more important than your useless family. That your parents were okay with this asshole hitting on you when you were 17 and he was 24 tells me all we need to know about them. Unfortunately, they are not people you can rely on. First things first. Stay safe and do not go back to this creep. Take some time to be single as an adult. Learn who the heck you are. Stay out of relationships for a while. Listen to your own brain. Make friends with yourself. Christine_table_3146 is really pushing her to have a baby. She needs to get out of there before he gets his way. Did he ever have other relationships, and how did he treat those girls? The date is gone, and he's getting more violent with you, even having the guts to do it in public. This is seriously not okay. Seeker 131,313, and now he knows his mom will cover for him, and he'll always have his crew to back him up and help him tear you down. This is going in a really bad direction. His mom will end up raising their baby however she wants. Update 1. The night I shared that post, I couldn't sleep at all but still had to drag myself to work. I didn't want to go back to my parents' place but had nowhere else to go, which just made everything worse. I was exhausted and all I wanted was to crash, but my younger brother wouldn't let me. He kept trying to talk about it and repeating what his mom had told them. I swear my eyes were about to close on their own from being so tired. Suddenly I felt his hand under my chin, and when I looked up his face was right there, checking out the bruise, and I pushed him away. I know it was wrong, but in that moment he wasn't my little brother or anyone I recognized. I can't really explain it, but it was sudden, and I guess I didn't realize what was happening. I just don't know why I pushed him, not too hard, but enough to make him back off a bit. I think not sleeping messed with my head, but still. When I realized what I'd done, I apologized right away, but he didn't take it well. My mom told him it's okay, she's just exhausted, and then asked why I didn't show them the bruise yesterday. I told her that's exactly what I tried to do, but you wouldn't listen. In her defense, it was covered with makeup and didn't look that bad, okay? She said my partner and I need to sit down and sort things out, and that I should apologize for the scratch too. I knew right when it happened. She also said she'd call and ask him to come over tomorrow so we could sort things out. I was too exhausted to fight with her, so I just grabbed my stuff and left. I'm typing this from my hotel room. It's just for now, yeah, I've got a steady job, but I can't keep paying for this place for too long. I've got to watch my spending because I'll need to find a new place, get some furniture and all that. I sent him a long text laying out everything that went down that day. I even brought up how it wasn't the first time, but this time it left a bruise. I mentioned the scratch and said sorry for it again. I did everything just like one of you suggested, and I actually got a reply. So I guess that's something, right? My big brother made it clear he doesn't care if they're close friends, family comes first, and he'll bring a buddy to help me pack up when I'm ready. He also said I could crash with him for as long as I need, but I can't do that. He and his fiancée just had a baby, and her mom's staying with them to help out for a few months. I don't want to make things tougher for them. The only friend I've got is away on a business trip, but she was super supportive and said I could stay with her when she gets back on Saturday, so I'm just hanging tight for now. She's the only friend I trust. I never felt the need for more than one since him, and I used to do everything together. I can't help but feel like I'm overreacting. I do want to leave, and I'm taking action on it. But then again, this thought keeps popping into my head that he's not always like this. I know I sound like an idiot. I'm just sharing this with you because I can't be this honest with my brother and definitely can't say this to my family. My brother told me not to answer his calls and texts until I leave so he can't talk me out of it. My dad called me this morning and apologized for staying silent. He offered me money, $1,500, but I'm not sure I should take it. Either way, he's totally in love with my mom, and whatever she says goes, always has. So honestly, I'm not upset that he didn't stick up for me that day. At least he didn't try to shut me up, and right now I'm getting all the paperwork I need. Thanks to my big brother and the comments, I'm more clued in now. I feel like I should clear something up. Yeah, we dated for 8 years, but we didn't get serious until I was 18. He actually waited. It was my older brother's idea, though. His only rule was that nothing would happen between us until I turned 18. You know what I mean by nothing. I think because they were close friends, and knowing my brother was against it at first made him keep his promise, that's all. I'll try to give a final update once I sort everything out. Thanks again. Comments. Imudu9390, he didn't wait. He groomed you. This is all so messed up. Your family is so wrong. Please move in with your friend and cut your family off completely. They're pushing you to stay with someone who hit you, and now that he knows he'll get support from your family when he abuses you, it will only get worse. Your family is gross and abusive too. Get away from all these people as fast as you can. There's a better life out there for you. There are better people out there. How many times do you have to apologize for an accidental defensive scratch? If any guy grabs my face, I'd scratch his eyes out. Once someone lays hands on you, you're allowed to defend yourself, no apologies. There's a better life for you out there if you can just muster enough courage to get away and cut contact now. Jai to Luziup, I do realize this now. I'm working on everything you mentioned, I just hope everything works out well. Thank you. Sin_Y. By saying you hope everything works out well, I'm guessing you mean leaving him, right? Cause you do know this won't be the last time it happens if you continue this relationship. Ditch his ass and do it with someone around you as well. Don't be alone with him no matter what happens. Even if he says he wants to talk to you alone, don't agree unless someone is with you and only if it's in public. Good luck. Stay safe. Update 2. A few days after my last update, my brother and a friend of his came with me to pack my stuff. Thank God they did because we found his mom there too. My ex kept asking to talk with me in private, but both my brother and his friend told him to say whatever he wanted with them in the room. He apologized and asked me to give him another chance while his mom kept telling him to man up and stop begging the whole time. I called my friend to thank her again and let her know that I'd be crashing at my brother's place for a while. I stayed with him for 2 weeks. Honestly, I didn't expect his mom to be that cool. Both she and her daughter, my brother's fiancée, were really nice to me. I tried to help with the baby, which helped me take my mind off things a bit and not feel like I was in the way. I mentioned in my original post that my ex and I were trying for a baby. I also mentioned in my first update how I felt tired all the time. I thought it was because I was going through a tough time, but I didn't know I was pregnant until I miscarried. With everything going on, I didn't pay attention to my period. I started having cramps like a period the night before. I kept having cramps the next day, which turned into bleeding, and it was like having a really bad period, but the bleeding just got worse as the day went on. I probably wouldn't have even thought I was pregnant if my CIL hadn't told me that I might be miscarrying. I was 6 weeks along. Other than the miscarriage, which I'm still a little shaken by, everything has been good with me. I found myself a place 30 minutes from work. I'm adjusting. The last time he showed up at my work was about a week ago. 2 of my coworkers told him to never show up again since he has no reason to be there, and he never did since. I'm not talking to my mom or my younger brother anymore. She tries to reach me through my older brother, but he told me it's better if I stay away from them for at least a few months. When I posted, I was more focused on his mom lying to my family, but the real issue was him doing that in front of her. If she hadn't visited and lied, I probably wouldn't have told my family and never posted here. So I would have never known that's not how things work and that's not how my partner should treat me. I sometimes think about my ex. I know I seem weak, but I've known him for so long and he was my first everything. But now I don't have to worry about a lot of things. I wake up relaxed and don't have to worry about messing something up. Either way, my first therapy session is this Tuesday. That's all, thank you. Comments, the Fillthist Fingers, NTA et al. It's totally understandable that you're feeling shaken by everything you've been through, including the miscarriage. Sorry to hear about that, by the way. It's important to prioritize your own well-being and take the time you need to heal. It's great that you're taking steps like going to therapy to take care of yourself. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness in any relationship. Keep focusing on yourself and your own happiness, and things will get better with time. You're doing great, and I'm rooting for you. Ford Warrior, I'm sorry about your miscarriage, but so happy with the rest of your update. You've got a lot to be thankful for: your freedom, your own place, and an 8-year mistake in the rearview mirror. You have a support system and your brother and sister-in-law and coworkers that have your back. I think your brother's right. Stay away from your mom for a few or many months. Or as long as she's still friends with ex's mommy dearest, younger brother too. You don't mention your dad. Is he supportive since he sides with your mom? Be happy, but keep an eye out for a bit. Your ex spent a long time turning you into someone he could control. He might not be thrilled that you ditched him. Give yourself some time to heal and then get back out there with friends. I'm not saying to rush into a new relationship. Take it slow. You'll know when you're ready. You were so young when you got involved with your ex that your instincts might need some time to catch up with the new you. Listen to them. Glittering yams, he hurt her because he thought he had the right to punish her for embarrassing him in front of his mom. I'm so glad she got out. Behavior like this only gets worse. They feel more and more entitled to punish you, like you're a kid and it's their job to correct your behavior. It's fucking disgusting. Peter 95,837, Jesus Christ, this whole family deserves to rot and burn away. No replacement 1798, except for the older brother and his in-laws. Cutie Bo Booty, squeezing her chin so hard it bruises, is way too close to choking for my liking. I'm glad Oop got out. Her mom and younger brother are trash. I know it's traumatizing to have a miscarriage, but I can't help but feel like that was the universe freeing her from that awful guy. Imagine if she had to spend 18 years co-parenting with a dude who hits her when he's mad. I'm glad her older brother has her back. I am so glad she isn't going through it all alone. Now on to the next story. Story 2. My daughter revealed my wife was cheating on me with her ex-landlord, so I got revenge by exposing the affair to his fiancée, winning full custody and raising my daughter with his ex-fiancée. Before my ex-wife wrecked my life with her cheating, we were so happy together, and I never thought I'd have to share this story. When I first met Mariah, I instantly knew she was the one I'd been searching for. I had been single for almost 2 years and was still getting over the pain of my ex-girlfriend dumping me for another woman. Trust me, that kind of hurt stings in a whole different way. I won't say our marriage was much different from our dating years. The only difference was moving in together and raising a daughter together. The first few months of our marriage weren't as blissful as most people described. I had to do a bunch of stuff like cleaning, grocery shopping, doing the dishes, laundry, and even putting up with her annoying mood swings because of her pregnancy. And although I loved being a dad and a husband, it was super stressful. Our daughter, Daisy, grew up pretty fast, and before I knew it, she was already 4. I don't believe in magic, but it felt like magic because everything happened so quickly, and I couldn't even remember how she went from crying all night to picking the color of her nail polish. Meanwhile, Mariah and I still lived happily together, and we were both awesome parents to Daisy. As Daisy got older, she spent most of her time with Mariah, and I only got to hang out with her on my days off. On one of those days, I took Daisy to the park to play with our dog and do whatever she wanted. So after playing, she came back to grab a pack of juice, and right next to us, 2 couples were making out and almost kissing their tongues out. I wasn't even paying attention to the couple, and my eyes were glued to my phone screen, so when Daisy started giggling, I had to look up and see what was making her laugh. When I asked her why she was laughing, she whispered that the 2 couples looked like Mommy and her boyfriend, which made me curious. I pressed to find out what she was talking about, and after explaining everything in her childish way, I knew something was off. Everything Daisy told me suggested that Mariah was seeing someone else, and they even made out right in front of her. And get this, the guy Daisy described was someone I knew. He was pretty tight with my wife and hung out at our place a lot. I kept asking Daisy if she was sure about all this, and she told me I could even check with her mom. So to keep things under wraps, I told Daisy not to mention our talk to Mariah, and she swore she wouldn't. Even without solid proof, I started looking at Mariah differently, and she noticed I was acting a bit chilly toward her. The thing is, I just couldn't wrap my head around the idea that Mariah, who always seemed so innocent and kept telling me she loved me and never did anything shady, would cheat on me. It was tough, but I tried my best to keep it together and not confront her until I was ready. A few days after finding out about Mariah's affair, I installed a dashcam in her car and hid it really well. I wanted to confirm everything Daisy had said before doing anything, and honestly, I was hoping Daisy was just spinning tailies. But to my shock, after Mariah drove out with Daisy that weekend, she pulled over and picked up her boyfriend, and it was the exact guy Daisy had described. He used to be her landlord before we tied the knot and moved in together, and even though I saw they were close, I always thought they were just buddies, nothing more. But to my horror, it was way more than that. As soon as he hopped in the car, Mariah leaned over and kissed him passionately, and when they finished, he reached back to mess with Daisy's hair in a playful way, and then they drove off. I was so gutted that I had no clue what to do next. It felt like my whole world was falling apart, and I struggled to accept that the woman in the car was really Mariah. After my emotional meltdown lasted a few minutes, it turned into anger, and an idea hit me. Still, when Mariah got home that evening, I didn't confront her or anything. I just told her I was going out for a walk to clear my mind. Meanwhile, I was totally devastated and heartbroken. To get back at her for cheating on me and breaking my heart, I did some digging and found the girlfriend of Mariah's boyfriend. She had met me in person a few times, and we hardly ever talked on Facebook. I didn't hold back. I told her everything I found out and showed her the video of Mariah and her fiancé. She was absolutely crushed because she had been dating her boyfriend for 4 years and engaged for 1, yet he still cheated on her. She felt so betrayed and called off the engagement. After she did that, I confronted my wife. At first, she denied having an affair with her boyfriend and said I was crazy. But after she saw the video, she had nothing to say. I was pretty smart and demanded a paternity test, and the results confirmed Daisy was my biological daughter. She tried to beg me and explain that those were just friendly kisses and nothing more, but she must have thought I was an idiot. I told her we were getting a divorce and I would take full custody of our daughter or show her videos to her friends and family if she fought me on it. At first, she gave in, And even though it was tough in court because she was a good mom, with all the evidence I showed, I won custody of Daisy, and she only gets to see her on weekends. I even thought Mariah and her boyfriend would take things to the next level, especially since they didn't have to hide anymore. But they broke up not long after their secret got out. Her parents eventually found out, and they were so disappointed in her. It's been years now, and I know Daisy tells stories about how my new girlfriend and I are taking care of her. As for my new girlfriend, we realized we were all we had after our spouses cheated on us and shattered our trust. It might sound petty to date her boyfriend's ex, but it happened, and we are so happy together. We're not rushing into marriage, and I'm happy she loves and treats Daisy like her own kid.